Hi, this is Naya Hutchinson, and this is Women's HERStory Month. I think as dancers, we start out, or most of us start out really young, so we kind of, know the fact that we want to go into it. If you don't want to do it, I wouldn't suggest, spending years and years and years working on your craft and your technique. And speaking of technique, the reason why I chose kind of the ballet contemporary genre is really because ballet is kind of the technique for most other genres, whether it be ballet or contemporary or even modern dance. Like, you always start with your first, your second position, your third position, fourth, fifth, and so that's kind of the foundation for most techniques. I wanted to do ballet by the age of like 7 or 8. I decided to switch to Washington Ballet because it helped me with so many of the other things that I do now. Alicia Graf-Mack, Rachel McLaren, Misty Copeland, Ashley Murphy. Most of those people danced in Dance Theater of Harlem or Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. And so being able to look up to them as a little girl was such a privilege, because I know that there's so many stories of little girls who, haven't been able to grow up with that person that they can look to and say, hey, this person looks like me in a field that doesn't have people that look like me, and I want to aspire to be them. So those are the people that I really looked up to say, hey, even though there aren't that many, Black girls doing dance, specifically in the ballet world, I see this person able to do it, and so therefore I myself am able to do it. So those are a couple of the people that I looked up to, and I'm just grateful that I had those people to look up to, because honestly I don't know where I would be if I wasn't. There's definitely times where I was the only Black girl in a class, or I kind of felt distant from my other peers simply because of that. And so having that inspiration really helped me out as I was getting older and growing in the dance world. I mean, that would be very cool. I don't know many dancers who wouldn't want to dance with her. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I would want to do some type of dream duet or something with all of the dancers that I mentioned. That would be really great. And, I aspire to dance with, so many people that are both in the dance world now and people that have passed on. So I would 100% love to do that one day for sure. I would say probably Alvin Ailey. I mean, he was such a visionary, and I graduated from the Ailey School, so I'm used to hearing so many of the stories of him walking through the halls and talking to his students and peeping through into the classrooms. And so it's honestly been such an amazing thing to be a part of, his legacy and going to the school and everything, and really hearing those stories really has inspired me to this day. So I would love to, dance any type of dance for him, let alone, one of his works. I was able to dance Revelations in the Macy's Day Parade, and that was fantastic. And so being able to dance any of his works and also being able to dance with the man himself would be such a privilege. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for sure. We spent months just preparing some of the different things that we're going to do in the parade. We had we walked from, I don't know what street it is, all the way down to 34th Street, but it's a pretty long walk from uptown to 34th Street. So we rehearsed. We had like a street version of what we're doing. We're dancing Alvin Ailey's Revelation, specifically the yellow section. And so we had a street version, and then we had the version that we did kind of on the green carpet when we finally got to 34th Street. So just the experience preparing for that and being able to wear the costumes and the hats and all of that stuff was just so absolutely amazing. And the fact that I got it to do it with some of my closest peers that I actually graduated with was just such an honor. And the actual day was very cold. I remember waking up and, preparing and stuff, super excited, but, everyone was prepared. It was really cold. They gave us like little blankets and stuff to keep us warm before the parade started. But it was just such a once in a lifetime experience that I'm so grateful for, and that I would never take back for the world. It was awesome. And I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of that. That was just like such a special experience for me and so many others. So it was wonderful. I would, even though it was cold. I definitely would love to do it again. I mean, just being able to dance any of Mr. Ailey's works is just so special. And I know I don't speak just for myself when I say that. I know so many other dancers feel that way. It's just so special to be able to be a part of that legacy, as I said, and be able to actually dance the work the way that hopefully he intended for it to just be spread amongst the people. Time it would be a little bit warmer, but ultimately I would do it again for sure.
Yeah, November in New York.
I decided to double major as a sophomore in college. I double majored in dance, of course, and African American studies. And a lot of times when you say that as a dance major, people kind of look at you like you're crazy, because the dance, curriculum is already a lot in itself. But the beauty of being able to do the Ailey Fordham BFA program is that you do get the best of both worlds. Even if you're not double majoring, you still get to take amazing and rigorous academic classes. And so I wanted to take full advantage of that. And so that's why I double majored in African American studies. And it definitely was a lot to juggle. There would be nights where I'd have late rehearsals and then remember, I have to like finish up that paper or something like that. But I would say it's definitely worth it for sure. It allowed me to just dip into the best of both worlds, which I absolutely loved. And I also did the accelerated program for my master's, so I'll be graduating this spring as well. And so what that basically means is I started to take some master's classes my senior year on top of, my African American studies major and my dance major in the, realm of the pandemic, which was definitely a lot. Looking back on it, I honestly am like, how did I even do that? But it also makes me feel like I can definitely do anything, because if I can do that, then I really feel like I can like take on the world. But yeah, it was a lot, but it was well worth it. I'm really proud of the fact that I'm getting my degree in public media and still able to, accelerate in my career as both a public media person. I'm working in social media at Ailey right now, actually, and continuing to, audition and take classes and things like that. So I'm definitely proud that I'm able to kind of dip into my different passions all at the same time. I know, not everyone is fortunate to be able to do that. So I'm just appreciative for this part of my life where I'm able to kind of dip into everything and, have different skills that I'm able to build upon to kind of shoot up into the world after graduation and see where it takes me. The advice that I would give really is to stay true to yourself. Being in the dance world can be somewhat difficult. You're always critiquing yourself and wanting to do things better. So I would say, be true to yourself and remember why you started in the first place, and remember that feeling that you get, when you're able to perform and you're able to like just share energy with the audience. I know especially in the pandemic, like it can be really difficult right now because, there are times where stuff gets shut down and, you just never know what's going to happen. That clearly happened in March of 2020. I had my own performance that got shut down literally the day before it was supposed to happen. And so I would just say that you should remember why you started and remember that feeling that you get that brings you so much joy and adrenaline. And also remember just the shared energy that you have with the audience when performing live. I really believe that there's nothing like it, especially as you get older and as you're able to not only just focus on the technique, but actually experience with the crowd. I think it's just such an amazing feeling. I've been on both ends of it, because of course I've gone to see many of dance performances and artists and all of those things, and just the exchange that you have, whether you're on stage or off, is just so amazing. So I would say just believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and remember why you started in the first place, and also remember that exchange of energy that you have once you're able to really perform and give it your all. I want my legacy to really be remembered as the way I made people feel, if that makes sense. I've always heard this quote just going around, it's not really about the highest leg that you can give or the most pointed toe. It's really about how you made the audience feel. That's what they're going to ultimately remember. And so I really want to just be remembered as someone who is, of course, kind and warm and loving, and that made people's day brighter. In whatever capacity that may be, whether I'm like super well known or whether I'm, helping, someone on the street who's having a bad day. I just want to be remembered as someone who was always kind, always made people feel good in any capacity that I choose to do so.